Ladies and gentlemen, after the intermission, this is the round 3 matchup between
Yep.
Complexity and Four Friends. This is obviously the Dreamhack qualifier. This is the third one. Interesting note, Four Friends actually knocked out Team Complexity in the same tournament, well, in the previous tournament of the same event, the Dreamhack Qualifier 2. So this is definitely a redemption game for Complexity, who are once again on the dire side. Band's Broodmother, I'm not sure if they were able to see Complexity's last game or even hear about it, but probably by seeing last tournaments and previous games, I think that's why they banned Broodmother. Invoker ban, Lycan ban. Pretty typical, but do you think that it's the past history that made them ban Brood? Or
No, because they would ban Spectre.
you know what? That's a good point. You're right. Good call.
I think
like
I think the Brood is just a standard ban for the sake of he is Brood. I mean, the Spectre pick isn't as obvious if you haven't seen them play. But if you know coL, and I mean, Four Friends that have played him against him before, I don't doubt it's going to be coming out a Spectre ban, but they might ban him in the second ban phase instead of the first. Not banning him at all would be a little bit strange, but like I said, Spectre isn't a normal ban anymore. He was huge in Dota 1 up until last year. And then, or even a little bit before that, when it was really about the late game. But when Dota started rebalancing into a more meta game and mid-game section, where the games lasted less than 60 minutes and became even less than 40 minutes, Spectre and heroes like him aren't as popular anymore. So I don't.
That's true.
I think the Brood is just for Brood's sake.
Lesh ban. Okay, so I mean, it's not really what we call standard, but Lesh is such a strong hero, early, mid, and can be late game if given the time, given the levels, given the farm. I don't think these bans really can dictate to us what direction they're going, or do you think they can? Because for me,
not yet. I think Lesh is just one of those very versatile heroes. He's got a stun, he's got AoE, he can DPS down, he can defend, he can solo, he can duel, he can roam. I mean, none of those things are his speciality, is like really niched specialities like some other heroes have. But he's a very good all-rounded hero, and it makes sense to ban him. But
I agree.
The Windrunner ban I would have done before the Leshrac, for example, unless they plan on picking him. Same thing with the Furion ban. I would get rid of that guy unless you want to pick him, because he's an absolute pain in the ass to play against if you're not prepared for it.
Yeah. Okay, maybe this is the distraction, or maybe they're just good. Brewmaster was taken from J.O. Kind of, I'm not sure if it was preemptive. Unfortunately, we weren't cast, or we did cast the last tournament. Hey, Austin Cap, who is of DotaLive.net, he I believe was casting that tournament, and I'm not really sure. I don't really know if this was in their lineup or if they kind of just wanted to take it. Furion being selected, I knew we were going to see Furion. Like, Furion and Shadow Shaman, we're definitely going to see this game because they're not in the ban pool. They're just two strong heroes. I wouldn't be surprised to see Fury or Shadow Shaman next, or Shadow Demon, considering the consistency that they've played with thus far in terms of their selections.
Is Lycan bent every game? Can you explain?
Yeah. Well, not Lycan, but Shadow Shaman. Yeah, I love you a long time. Sand King pick up second. I am wrong. I don't know. Don't you think they could have picked him up later? Do you think they needed to pick him up second, or do you think, again, this is history based on maybe previous match that they played, they're trying to take it from Four Friends?
I think they could have taken him as a third pick, but I don't think they want to risk Four Friends taking him instead. I think SK, in my opinion, he's one of my favorite, not just one of my favorite heroes, but also one of the best heroes in the game because of his all-roundedness. If you're a good Sand King, then you can play even more offensively than you do defensively.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I really look forward to seeing him play. I mean, the great thing about his what's called Burrow Strike, that is, in my opinion, the best spell in the game because it is offensive, defensive, AoE, stun, and damage. It does everything that every other spell needs to do as well. So no, I think it was a good pick, but they could have maybe waited for him one more unless they were scared that Four Friends would take him and they really, really wanted him.
And it also matches up with his ultimate, because once you blink, you can stun, so they get max epied. It's so synergetic with the hero.
Yeah. And especially when the Aghanims buff came in as well. That extra damage that it gets there, and those and the less channeling time is just insanely good.
But Crystal Maiden and Windrunner pickup.
Standard picks, great synergy together with the Panda. No surprise there. I was just waiting for the Windrunner to come out. CM, a little bit more unsure, but it's a great hero that synergizes well with Panda. And I don't think Four Friends are going to be doing what Complexity did and solo the Panda mid. They're going to put him in a dual lane or even a triple lane, and that is where the CM comes in and is babysitting him, and that's perfect because he's a melee hero. He needs to get in close to the creeps. What CM does then is stand just behind him, Nova as soon as they come close, or if they want to go offensively, Frostbite and then the clap afterwards. So
interestingly though, don't you think they could have picked up CM much later in the draft? I don't even think.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think that was worth a second pick.
Now, okay, interesting Spectre ban. Do you think they would have still went Spectre with this pickup? With the current team composition, you think they still would have decided to go Spectre?
Well, I wouldn't have, because we casted last two games, and both times coL picked up Spectre as was it last pick both times?
Yes, it was.
I think it was. And in both cases, it wasn't really, in my opinion, a perfectly synergetical hero, but they picked it up anyway. So I don't think the lineup has anything to do with them wanting Spec or not. They just like him. That is one of their signature heroes, apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, just like I said in the beginning, they banned him in the second phase, and they're going to wait for him because they're not going to pick up Spec as a first pick. So good bans coming out from Four Friends.
This next ban, what hero? I think this is definitely a bottom team for the Radiant. I think that pickup would be very good. That ban, I think this ban, well, Storm Spirit too, but Storm Spirit is very strong in the middle, and it can work too. Storm Spirit.
I'm still waiting for the bottom. I'm still waiting for the bottom Shadow Demon.
I know, but you love bottom. We know you love bottom and
I like the shadow.
items, even if you're gonna die by doing so. We know. Yeah. Look, we established that bottom your favorite and destroying items, especially branches. You love branches.
Well, let's see. The Storm, not a great ban. It works fine, but I don't really see why they would ban him. I don't think he doesn't counter anything that hard that you need to get rid of him. And fine, he has a lot of map control, and they might as well just picked him themselves instead. It would go great together with the Furion.
That's how I felt. I didn't really think there was any need for the ban. I thought Potom could have been banned in place. I think
Shadow Demon should have been banned, based on my opinion as well.
Morphling. Okay, the Morphling ban. Okay, that's interesting. He is a good hero, especially with that team comp. If they win another range support-ish type, or maybe, even though Leshrack's banned, a hero like that, maybe then the Morphling, I could see the Morphling pickup, but I mean, I don't know. These bans are kind of really throwing me off because I don't get them, especially the order and the places. But we'll have to see what team comp they actually want to go with and what they're so afraid of. What carry do you think would go well with the dire side? Like, what carry do you think would be needed in order to have a very positive impact early, mid, and late? Earthshaker ban.
Nyx, maybe. Even an Ursa would go very well together with Vacuum and Sand King.
But then your lane composition would be you have two junglers already.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I'm looking at the synergy in game, but I'm trying to figure out the lanes as well. I'm very unsure at the moment.
Yeah. The Enigma, okay, pretty good. I'm with Nova might be really good. Power Shot might be really good, and with Brewmaster's Fire Illusion, it might be very good. But again, I'm not really seeing the AoE component unless it's more for pushing with the elementals. Alinar. Okay, I think that's a very, very, very strong pickup because he can feed off of Enigma, Windrunner, CM. His first night is going to be crucial, as is all first nights for Alinar players. But I think there really is no mid hero in the pool right now that I think scares him. Brewmaster maybe, but if going by your theory, he's going to be tri-laned, then I think they're really, as of right now, nobody bothers him. Do you like the Furion pick, or the Furion pick? Excuse me, the Balinar pick, or are you still on the cusp, unsure?
I think it's they picked him up as a DPS hero, but also because of his silence. And that silence is going to be great against both the Panda and the Enigma. You don't want the Panda splitting, because that is why he survives. Yes. I mean, if you lock him down with a couple of stuns, fine, great, but you're not going to kill him with that single stun from, for example, the Sand King. He's going to split and either run away or become offensive. And the silence at night, I think it's 8 seconds. That is enough to kill either one. It's also enough to stop the Enigma from black holing you when you really don't want that happening. And it's also going to give him a lot of map control together with the Furion, because when the Night Stalker roams, you got the Furion TPing in, a nice little sprout, keeping him in place, and then he can catch up again, do another void, slow them, and then it's over.
Absolutely agree. And the first night is obviously crucial, but think about it. Furion cannot port to help Night Stalker, and also by the time he's at his first night, even though the jungle gives you pretty amount of experience, Enigma's still only going to be level 4. If wards are up in the right place and he can catch Enigma, that would easily be a first blood if there hasn't been a first blood already, and there's no way for Enigma to prevent it. There's nothing Enigma is going to be able to do. The Shadow Shaman selection is interesting. I love Shadow Shaman middle. I think he gives great utility. I think he's a very strong hero. But I really don't think it disrupts the Balinar if they end up meeting in the same lane. I don't know if you agree or disagree, but I really feel like Night Stalker does pretty well against a Shadow Shaman, even a relatively good one, just because of how strong the hero is with his nuking power with Void.
It depends a little bit on how you play Shadow Shaman. I mean, for me, I love going Shadow Shaman middle, solo, and maxing out lightning on him with Hex being the second one that I max, and only one level of Shackle. And the only reason I even get Shackle is when I go roaming or when an ally comes to help. Because I don't need it as a solo mid hero. It doesn't help me escape. It doesn't help me kill him because I can't do anything while I'm shackling. I want to nuke him down and hex him down.
Well, see, I kind of use it for the harass sometimes, because every now and again you'll have a player that overextends and tries to get that last creep.
And the creeps can
waves, and then you
attack him.
Yeah. That's what. And then with Ether Shock right afterwards, it's too much DPS. But me personally, as a Balinar player, if I would be in this position, you don't want to get super aggressive until you're level 3, and then you want to start taking pot shots, because Ether Shock and Void kind of counteract with each other in the fact that whoever gets the most off of them is going to do the most. And since it's easier to land Void because it's actually targetable, like on that hero, and he can do it from a pretty good distance as a melee hero, I think he has the advantage so far. The VS pickup, I think, is a very good, solid pickup. It gives him an extra range, gives him some armor down. Not only does it give us some armor down, they have the swapping ability for the initiation, and they have the stun. I actually like the Dire pickup. I really think mid lane is going to be super crucial. It's always crucial and it's always important, but I think in this game in particular, it's really, really, really going to be a determining factor.
I can tell
how do you think the rank composition is going to be, by the way?
I can tell you now, just by the way, with 100% certainty, the Venge pick was a counter to Enigma. That's one of the absolute best counters to Enigma in the game is Avenge. As soon as he starts black holing, that range that he can get, as long as it's outside the black hole, swaps him out, and it's over for Enigma. Then he's dead. He can't do anything after that.
Absolutely.
You also have the vacuum though, which does help a lot. So either one of those heroes outside the black hole. Okay, of course the silence from Night Stalker as well, but that's not the point as much. But also I think Balinar will be targeted considering he's melee and he has to get up close. I think he's going to be in danger of getting black hole a lot sooner than a Vengeful Spirit would be. So I think for sure. And a Vengeful Spirit normally plays outside the team fight, not inside in the melee.
No, I mean, I think they did a very good job with the draft. I think they did a very good job with their picks. I'm kind of interested to see how the Radiant is going to pull this off, because they have a pretty strong team too. It's just to me it's kind of awkward. I think it's kind of, Brewmaster, Enigma, CM. I think those picks are kind of, especially the CM and Enigma, they're super risky.
Unless Radiant get racks before 20 minutes, coL has won it. Because they don't have any late game DPS. They have a Windrunner. I mean, there is a build. It doesn't work in a proper game like this, but I mean, in a public build, for example, Windrunner, you can turn her into a carry pretty easily by getting an Aghanim's, a Desolator, and a crit, like a Deadless. And the Aghanim's and Windrunner will deduct some of the damage that is taken away when you use your ultimate, and that you can DPS down nearly anyone with that, and together with a Windrun, which avoids physical damage, she can stand there attacking. But in a game like this, that's never going to happen. You're not going to get that amount of farm.
Yeah,
so,
it's interesting to hear you say that, because I kind of thought, well, if they're going to transition her into a carry, I kind of thought, well, obviously you on a hard carrier, if you're trying to build a hero with carry potential, you don't really want to get an Orchid. But I thought an Orchid MKB would be really good for this game as well, because I felt like the silence is huge. You can silence anybody from Balinar to Darkseer to, you're never going to really get Sand King in the fray. You may end up getting Vengeful Spirit because she may have to do some helping, and she might get closer sometimes. And I thought the MKB is just a true strike on it is really good with her ulti. The Aghanim's Deso pickup.
But this is a public game. Like I said, it would never work in a game like this.
That's what I felt like. It's more public, but it's interesting that you brought that up because it is viable. It's just you never see it in pro games.
No, you never do it. I mean, the money wasted on an Aghanims and Windrunner can be used in so many other better items.
Yeah.
But if you're playing in a game, some public games where you feel like it's 1v5, then it's viable. That's the only time I'm saying it. It's an extremely obscure build. But it is there and it is out there.
Another interesting thing, who do you think is going to get the pipe on the Radiant team? Think about that. It's going to have
that would be the Windrunner.
Oh, Windrunner, okay. Because I felt Force Staff would be really good. One for
as well. But she needs she's the one who's going to get the pipe. The Enigma can't afford it. He needs other things, and he's not going to survive. The CM, same thing. The Rasta, possibly, but he's not survivable. It could even be the Panda, but he needs DPS because he's the only one in the team that has any form of DPS.
I thought about that. I'm like,
believe Windrunner.
Yeah, I actually thought about that. I'm like, that's pretty interesting because who is going to get that? Whoa! Do you see what I see, Pinky?
So what?
Okay, Sand King actually was going middle, and then opted not to. I thought we were going to see our first experience with a Caustic Finale Sand King middle, saying, "What's up, guys? I think we might."
I played that in a pub game yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so powerful.
So powerful. However, though, it does hurt his ganking ability a lot when ganking side lanes. What you really would need to do is farm up your blink as fast as you can so that the blink becomes more utility than the actual damage from the stun. But you can out harass and you can do so much damage, and a big Sand King is scary. If he's able to get a blink and a Shiva's super fast, oh man, that team fight.
That's a lot of pain.
Yeah, that's interesting. Balinar and Vengeful. He is going mid.
I want to point out, you were saying before that the Windrunner might be getting a Orchid. Yeah. I want to really disagree on that because there's no hero on the dire side that you want to silence except for the Sand King.
Well, I kind of don't like Darkseer.
Sand King, you're never going to get close enough to him.
True, but I felt the vacuum, the ult, and then the 2 Ion Shells because, if you're a good Darkseer, you can have 2 Ion Shells up at the same time if you can time it correctly. And I felt that's too strong. That's 2 Radiances basically that you can have in a fight. And also, I mean, it gives her nonstop mana regen. But yeah, I mean, it probably was a stretch, to be honest, absolutely. But I felt like, if she's going to go more DPS, the Orchid with the MKB, with the damage increase that she'll take with the MKB on her ulti, I thought it would have been very strong. But yeah, I mean, it was probably a stretch.
I have a friend who is insanely good with mech and statistics and data about how much damage and so on. Yeah. And Orchid, I've had long talks with him about it, and Orchid is such an ineffective DPS item on Windrunner because what you want to do is get up her base damage so that when she uses her ultimate, it does more damage because there's damage reduction on it. When I think it takes away 40% or something. Yeah. And you don't want that happening, so you want more damage on her. So each hit, even though it's faster attacking, they do more damage. When the Orchid, you're getting normal attack speed, but it doesn't help her at all during her ultimate.
Absolutely, completely agree. But remember, the whole purpose of an Orchid is not just the damage, it's the silence. So if you're actually going to get an Orchid, it's to prevent somebody from casting magic. Windrun can't help with magic. Windrun can only help with physical.
Time will tell.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I don't even think she's
bottom lane.
Bottom lane, well, actually, the Ion Shell was harassing CM earlier, but CM was relatively safe. Drunken Master looks like he's going to be farming up pretty well in this lane. He already has 6 last hits, and it's only a minute into the game. He just missed one there, unfortunately. Oh, Shadow Shaman. Oh, yes, we are going Caustic Finale Sand King. Oh, yeah. pretty entertaining. Top lane, win run being used, getting off again. Another player that opted to not ward the pull. She just got countered actually for the ganking rune. She had a rune top, as we saw in the first game. Yeah, so they're going to be able to stack and pull effectively, and with Furion in the jungle, they actually should be getting a lot of stacks and pulls. Sand King going to get a regen rune. Oh, he's just going to harass if that's done now, boy. Windrunner doing a pretty decent job. Doesn't have a lot of last hits, but is still the same level pretty much as Balinar. Yeah, because Balinar is about 100 XP over, so it's pretty interesting. Mid lane, actually, Shadow Shaman's doing a very good job. He has 5 denies already, 2 minutes into the game. Caustic Finale. Doing a lot of harass with your favorite skill, the Ether Shock.
Oh, sorry, Ether Shock. Yeah, I still refer to Dota 2 spells, Dota 1 spells.
That's fine. Oh, top lane with a stun. Unfortunate that she actually ate a stun by the Centurion Khan, and into a Vengeful Spirit stun. That's really unfortunate. Wow, the game doesn't like her. Bad luck. Oh, they're gonna. Oh, Hannah Montana. Woo, between a rock and a hard place now. Surge. Oh man, like Flash Gordon. He's out in the GIF. He's gone. He's actually gonna live. Wow, he was surrounded and still was able to manage to get away. That's a very good job. Surge in the shadows, pop right out. They look like they're still gonna go in for this game. Oh, never mind. Surge is up again. Good. Top lane, pretty standard. She's getting denied. She has not. Sure, no, she doesn't have. I'm sorry. She has 3 denies and 6 last hits. Meanwhile, Balinar with 15 last hits. Third most. Enigma and Furion are obviously in the jungle. They have the most last hits. Mikey has 15 as well. So Balinar is pretty much keeping up a farm with his mid lane. It's pretty good. Shadow Shaman also has 15. Pretty even except for the 4 extra denies. The experience is a little different. It's about a 200 experience difference right now at this point. Nothing so drastic middle. Hannah Montana's out of lane again, but level 3. Hannah's level 4, so he's actually doing a really good job maintaining experience. And they did not ward these pulls. Both teams didn't ward the pulling lanes, and yet experience is pretty close. What do you think about that?
They've got the jungling Enigma, which compensates for a lot. That means there's a whole free lane that's not getting split between 2 heroes. As well as this CM, not just pulling, but double stacking the pulls, so doing it effectively. If you look at the bottom lane now, there's both a sheep and a a wolf and a satyr camp. Then you got the Venge doing the same thing top. And the Windrunner knows about it, because the Venge is trying to double pull the creeps to get rid of them, not just for the golden XP, but to make sure that the creeps die and denying her that XP. And she knows about it and is trying to stop him, but the only thing that ends up happening then is that Venge can waste his mana, well, not waste, but he can use his mana to stun her, right-click her down a little bit, and that's going to keep her away, because she knows if she gets too close, that Night Stalker is going to go in for the kill.
Yeah, and it's actually really helping because her advantage in levels is she's the same level. Oh, first blood going on Brewmaster. Actually finally gets Darkseer, who was a little bit out of position. That was actually pretty interesting. I actually missed that in its entirety, forgive me. But still, as it stands, Darkseer going down in the GIF. But Windrunner, look at the experience of Windrunner. This is, if you don't lose, Windrunner is the same level as her dueling laning enemies.
Actually, I would like to say that she's winning in the level part, because these creeps that are coming now, that's 6 creeps worth of XP that she hasn't gotten yet.
No, you're absolutely right. And they're going to dive her. Furion's going to come up. Yep, and they're going to pick up this kill, I believe. Armor's going to go down. She's going to get... Yeah, she's going to go down. Good job. Good. Great attempt to get out of there. Nice shackle. Good effort. She tried to eat one of the trees to get out, but she managed to get one just between the cliff, and she was still blocked in instead. A little bit unfortunate for her. You're expecting to lose that lane, but I personally felt she did an amazing job. She didn't really lose the lane like you would anticipate. Actually, wow. Really good job by Windrunner. Really unfortunate that she got dived and there was no tower help. I think they could have really, with a port or 2, they turned that into something special. Bot tower's gone. Brewmaster and CM have taken it. Brewmaster is 29 creep kills. He's doing pretty well. He's at the top pretty much. Sand King is 35. Caustic Finale, as it gets higher, just becomes more and more powerful. Sand King, you think Sand King is going to get mana boots? You think he's going to rush his blink? What do you think he's going to do?
He's going to get mana boots. He just got him.
Yeah. Yep, you can get mana boots. And for those of you that didn't know, like me, you can actually do it from above Roche. If you eat one tree, you're actually close enough to buy the shop.
Yeah, the dire side has a slight advantage in that sense because they can both do it in the lane, just like you saw the Sand King do now, or you can walk into the pit and behind Roshan and pick it up from there. If you don't attack him, he's not going to attack you. Roshan is a nice guy. He just he defends himself if people attack him.
He's awesome. He's just ugly. We have good wards and counter wards. I believe those are the Dyers. Yep, doing a very good job keeping side up. Wards really have been. I've been quite surprised. Oh, nice stun, nice barrel strike, just to harass. Yeah, wards have been kind of a lost art in the last few games. Like we see them, but you don't see them as frequently as you think you would, especially early game. There's probably one ward maybe here or there, outside of the initial counter wards and wards. I mean.
It is 9 p.m. now in the game, and which means it's nighttime after 6 p.m. The Night Stalker does have level 6, so he can extend the night.
Windrunner right now. Yep. Barrel strike coming with the invis from the back. Yep. He invis mid lane, travel top. I kind of saw this coming the whole way. Windrunner was overextended. Vengeful Spirit came in with a stun, armor down, and Void just did a lot of damage. Shanking ultimately got the kill, I believe, but yes, he did. Yeah. I mean, I kind of saw that coming. Oh man, that's pretty rough. Windrunner, I think, still doing a good job. Just unfortunately, I think she's not having a lot of support here. I really would like to see some ports and helps. And where's the shackle? And he's gonna little bit of a misstep. Oh, and this is gonna transition itself pretty nicely into a kill. Oh, nice shackle, nice disruption. Void coming in, and again the teleports like we asked for. The teleports really making a difference. Void coming in.
Enigma
coming in with a black hole. And
a very nice black hole, just right underneath the serpent wards.
Ports by the dire side to counter gank, and then another counter gank by Enigma porting it, landing a pretty nice black hole, eating up 3 heroes. Man, those serpent wards, like you said, just too good.
Yeah, I mean, them inside a black hole, they do splash damage. Black hole puts the drags the enemies together into the what's it called, the center. So those serpent wards are doing damage to all the heroes because they have splash, and that's a little bit of nice extra bonus damage from it. It's nice synergy they have.
That's such an amazing counter attack. It's the counter to the counter attack, as a matter of fact. You don't often see that. That's a really good job. Complexity really did an amazing job with the ports, 2 ports, a lot of help, a lot of support, and then Enigma just came and big play ombre'd it and just said, sorry guys.
And look, I've been following this Enigma this game, and I'm really disappointed in his micro. I love jungling heroes, and he's building right. He's got 4 levels of Malefice, 2 levels of demonic conversion. You never need to go more than 2 levels of conversion in the jungle.
There's an initiation that's going in the middle. Furion ports in close to the tower, actually. Lucky he's not getting hit by the tower. CM actually with a good save, but CM I think is going to inevitably go down. You got a stun, you got Iron Show coming up. Yep, you got Shadow Shaman with his Ether Shock. Oh my goodness, Void goes off on... I was that hero, Shadow Shaman. You got a nice shackle. Enigma ports in. He thinks he's going to save somebody, but he really doesn't. But, okay, so that's a 2-for-1 exchange. It was pretty interesting because the Sand King went first without his team, and then when Furion came in, Furion got really close to that tower. I really felt he should have been hit by the tower, and that probably would have went a little bit worse for Complexity, but he got really fortunate that the tower didn't smack him. He literally was like right next to the tower, and I'm not sure why I didn't hit him. So it's pretty interesting.
It's a little bit about the game mechanics. If you attack the tower, if you attack a hero, the tower will attack, and you're underneath the tower's attack range, the tower will attack you. If another one of your allies also attacks that same unit or the hero, the tower will continue to attack the first initial target. So if 2 of you go in at the same time, but your ally attacks him first, or the enemy, then you won't get attacked by the tower until your ally is outside the tower's range. So that's why he wasn't being attacked by the tower, being focused down.
Sand King stalking with this stun. I think he's... Oh, Furion coming out of nowhere again with a nice Sprout. Actually, Sprout's his teammate in. Oh, prevents... Oh, man. Big epicenter by Mikey. Man, get those creep. It's unfortunate, guys. It wasn't his fault. Mikey did the right thing. He was sprouted in. It was just a really good heads-up play by eating a tree and getting out of there by Brewmaster. Just a very smart play. It was just... Or actually, he didn't need a tree. He actually has a Quelling Blade. So that is what actually happened, but it was pretty interesting to see. It's always pretty funny. Even pros can make a slight misstep, but even though it wasn't his fault. They transitioned to this bottom tower, so 2 towers now. It's a 2-1 lead. Yep. And mid lane. Oh no. Burrow strike. Oh wow, good ports. Great ports. So they were gonna go in. Furion's gonna actually get. Yes, he's gonna actually get a hand of Shadow Shaman. He's gonna be stunned by Burrow Strike. Vengeful Spirit is coming in lane, trying to jockey in for position, and Burrow Strike actually kills him. No, actually it's Void that kills him. Valinor porting in. An amazing display of teamwork. We have seen, I believe, almost 10 different ports used in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's exactly the way it should be.
Yes, great teams. Great teamwork. 2 good teams really showing that they want this. Oh, Burrow Strike, the tower is beating up Valinor. Valinor is probably going to get away because he is super fast. Brewmaster's not able to get in there. You're going to get another tower. You're going to get another tower. And this is really how you win games. Team fights, great uses of ports, understanding map control, understanding what towers they can take, how they can take it, when they can take it. Very good play so far by Complexity. But the Radiant side are still playing a very good game. It's very close, even though they're down by the towers and they're down by the gold. I wonder what the gold is. The XP difference
actually hitting kills, though. Oh, yeah. Which is interesting enough. But I can't remember if it was Dendi or Light of Heaven that said it. You don't win Dota by killing people. You win by killing the throne. And to do that, you have to push towers. So even if you're 20 kills behind, if you get the throne, you've won. And that,
Yes. Ports, wards, win games. They equal map control, and they equal an easy advantage to be able to take and manipulate towers, especially if you force ports on one end and are able to port yourself to another. Excellent job. But a lot of problems that you see with, with more amateur type players, and even some of the lesser teams that we've seen, you don't see a lot of port counterattacks. Carrying ports, carrying TPs, huge. We're going to see a swap. We're not going to see a swap. We're going to see a Furion ulti. But Furion again going in and initiating for like the umpteenth time. If Nick was going to come in, I think he wanted to drop it. He wanted a black hole. He was so close. He would have had 3. A little bit of an indecision actually costed him his life. He might have had it, but even if he had it, he would have died anyway because there was nobody around. So essentially, there was really no reason for him to be there. But he wanted to. He thought about it. The animation started going off, and then he was just like, "No, I'm not gonna do this." And Furion, like a boss, not only scouting but also farming in their jungle. Roshan looks like he's gonna be going down soon. And so far, man, are you impressed or not impressed with Complexity today?
So far, I'm impressed. I mean, their opponents haven't been at that elite level where they really had to show their skills. Oh wow, that was close.
Yeah.
But no, they're playing very well. They haven't made any critical mistakes. They've been keeping together a team. There's good communication between them. I've seen good synergy. You can really tell that they're using a lot of verbal communication outside the game to coordinate their attacks, and the communication between teams is what's most important. I mean, I think I said it to you in the first cast we did, that you can have 5 bad players, but as long as one of them is a good captain, they'll play good as a team.
Absolutely. And Azu, like a boss, we missed something, and the gold graph is going to indicate it now. They were at a 1,500 advantage after they take this tower. We'll speak about that. I think they're going to take this tower. They're going to take this tower with a power shot. Is anything going to go on? I don't think anything's going to go on. So let me go back to the story. So if you look at the gold graph as it stands, it was literally before Roshan, it was above 1,500, maybe close to 2,000. Look after Roshan. It drops dramatically to about 750 is the gold advantage. Now why? As Azu, the astute German that we have on staff, pointed out. Well, he Windrunner power shotted and actually killed Roshan, which then means 200 gold for each of the Radiant. So 200 times 5 for all you math experts is, yes, ching ching. So 1,000 gold advantage. Just like that. They lose Roshan, they lose the token, but they gain the gold that the Dire would have already, or otherwise.
Yeah, that's what I was saying when I said so close.
Yeah, close. I know. I completely missed it.
Yeah, the power shot got the kill. It's amazing to see when it happens. I've seen one game where Furion managed to put in a Treant. We saw that last game as well, that he was scouting with it, but the Treant got the last hit on Roshan, which gave him the kill, and that's beautiful when that happens. It's so nice. Same thing when a hero like Drow Ranger or something like that goes Helmet of Dominator, takes over a creep, and he's sending it in there just to get the last hit on Roche. And it's so funny to see. I mean, it completely destroys the morale of the team that went Roche instead.
I mean, great play. Really, really, really smart play. But to be honest, let's be real. Do you really think that was his intent or her intent? Or do you think that they actually meant to just put some pressure, do some damage, maybe pick off a kill, and then boom? Because they had no sight.
No, I think he just did a power shot to get sight. But he did it on top of Roshan. On purpose. He didn't do it among the heroes, because if you want to do it among the heroes, he would have done it a couple of degrees lower instead, but he didn't. He aimed for the Roshan to get sight of the Roshan, and if possible, get really, really lucky, one of those 1 in 100 times things, and hit. That's exactly what happened.
Meanwhile, top lane, another Invis. I feel like Sand King has been Invis this whole game. I think he's playing Riki or something. He's been Invis like all game. I don't know if anybody's caught this. Nice silence, they're not going to be able to win run, and Furion's going to port in and get the kill and the experience that he otherwise would have not have gotten if he wasn't as intelligent as he is and didn't decide to port. It would have been nice to see Balinar get the kill, though. I think him getting the farm is pretty good for that team, especially considering he had a heavy emphasis on the DPS, but Furion getting the farm anyway really isn't a bad deal. Really good job by Complexity. They really want this one because it's personal. But for those of you that don't know, 4 Friends actually defeated them in the qualifier previous to this for Dreamhack. And Complexity, I'm pretty sure if you're competitive, you know this. You don't want to lose twice. You want to knock them out the tournament because they knocked you out. Like, there's no way you want that happening twice. You will refuse to let that happen twice. And I think Complexity is really just making an emphasis on the fact that they want this game and they want this bad. Playing excellent against very good competition.
I think this game has been the most even one so far for Complexity. I mean, granted, last game as well, they did very well in the first 20 minutes, but I said to you in the beginning, unless they really push hard, that is Radiant side, they're not going to win the late game. And Furion is getting up his DPS now. He's got Aghanims, which allows him to push lanes immensely effectively. And the only one, and then they've got the Night Stalker with a lot of DPS. They've got the Sand King and the for the AoE.
Okay. Shadow Shaman will probably go down here. Oh, nice Force Staff. Big Force Staff. Great item pickup. That's another thing we haven't really spoken about, but I actually wanted to ask you about this Brew. Brewmaster has 106 CS. Now, 100 CS at 20 minutes is pretty much the pro standard. That's pretty much what they want. That's pretty good farm.
Yep.
Pretty good farm.
50 CS for the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes in the lane is very good. Another 50 CS for the next 10 minutes is very good. After that, you can't really tell anymore because a lot of heroes get AoE spells and so on.
Yes.
It doesn't really count in the same way. And there is no laning phase anymore. But no, he's above the 100 CS mark, which means he's got him very nicely farmed.
You're right. He went Aghanims. Yay or nay? No blink?
No, on Panda? No, definitely yay. Definitely yay.
Well,
it extends his ultimate by a lot. Yeah, no, it's still fine. It extends his blink by a lot. It gives him HP. It gives him mana because of the plus 10 stats. Gives him armor, but that's negligible. The point is, though, it gives him a lot more survivability. 1, in the sense that he gets more HP, and 2, in the sense that he can use that ultimate and it lasts longer. So he can both stay inside the fight and run away, all surviving. I can't remember, decreases the cooldown as well, which means it's always available. And he gets a bit of mana, which he needs. I mean, Panda isn't a mana strong hero, and plus 10 int gives him a little bit extra, which is just enough to cast his ultimate.
Awesome. It's pretty interesting because I feel like Balinar didn't really make a lot of use of his night times. It's nighttime again, but he's done a great job with maintaining a level advantage. He's the highest. He's tied for the highest in the game. You know, usually that's a hero that snowballs, and if he doesn't really have a great start, you know, it's. But he's been teetering, but he's still done a great job keeping up experience, and he's almost up at 13. You think he's gonna really play an important role coming up, or you think?
Hey, guess what? Sandy is invis again.
Oh my goodness! Every time he does it, he gets kills. This guy, I'm telling you, he's playing Riki. He's invis all the time, all day. He has like an invis passive that nobody knows about. Oh, they're gonna get it. Oh, nice vacuum. Vacuum into ulti, into epicenter, into swap stun, into black hole again, right next to Serpent Wards. Good job. But Night Stalker does pick off somebody. Oh man, Shaman. He's like, not today, boy. I'm having none of it. Ooh, Sprout comes off. I think he's gonna go down because his 4-stab is off, and he's gonna port. He might get away. Oh, the Yule Scepter by Brew. Oh, wow. Big play, but I think it's going to kill him. And Furion goes down. Brewmaster doesn't pick up the kill. Furion gets an ultra kill. And against the commentator curse. Every time you say something. Did I call him Furion again? Yes.
Yep.
Ballinar. That's just too much action for my brain to wrap around. That was way too much. But again, to commentator curse, as soon as I say something about him not getting a lot of kills at nighttime, guess what he does the next nighttime? He just bosses it like a man. Very nice play though by that Brewmaster protecting Shadow Shaman. Unfortunately, he ended up dying anyway, and he ended up dying himself. But if it would have worked out, it would have been a very good play. They transitioned this into another tower kill, but really Hannah Montana's vacuum really started it. Enigma had a good ulti, Shadow Shaman had a good ulti.
No. The Enigma black hole was completely pointless. All it did was catch. Yeah, it was completely pointless. It caught the Sand King after he already did Epicenter. He did the Epicenter, he went in, he got shackled just as he blinked in, so the Epicenter was centered only on the spot that he was shackled, didn't do a lot of damage, and then afterwards the Enigma went in and did a black hole.
Was that the only hero he got?
The only hero he got, and he did it right underneath the
I'm done. Don't listen
meaning
to me.
All the heroes were attacking him. That's why he died so quickly. So those
ganking the Ancients by these three, and it's going to be Shadow Shaman that's going to pick up the kill. Furion trying to be slick and fighting the Ancients. Yeah, for some reason, I thought more heroes were in the black hole. They probably were illusions. Considering that the fight happened so fast, I probably thought illusions from Darkseer's ultimate were actually other heroes, and that might have confused me. But I really thought he actually tried to do a good job. It just was a little late, but no. If what you're saying is correct, because I really don't know, because there was so much going on, yeah, he probably just caught illusions, and I thought that they were heroes. I was checking the mini-map. Ballinar trying to be aggressive. I think he's going to be aggressive. Another vacuum. Ion Shell, too strong against the type of int heroes. Vengeful Spirit with a stun. BKB still active, and Ballinar doing Ring Around the Rosie on a tree, and really goes nowhere, and then comes back and farms. Complexity beginning to take over this game. Ion Shell smartly being casted on Ballinar. Another great vacuum. Brewmaster this time. Ultis. Oh, nice swap. Trying to protect herself. Giving Ballinar an even easier time to get these hit heroes. And another Burrow Strike, but I think, no, he actually catches CM. He doesn't miss. CM, the Yule Scepter finally wearing off. Ballinar looking to stalk. Here comes Shadow Shaman with the Ether Shock. And another vacuum. How many more times are we going to see this god darn vacuum? Somebody silence that guy. God, how many vacuums is that? That was like 5 big man play vacuums. Like at some point, you guys have to realize that guy is the bane of your existence. Great job.
Such a nice spell. The problem with vacuums though is even if you do silence him, he's only got a 16-sec cooldown. I mean, you're going to silence him just when he wants to do the vacuum, and then as soon as the cooldown is over, he's going to do it anyway. And that's a little bit what my issue with getting Orchid against a Darkseer is. It's good against big cooldowns. It's not good against small cooldowns like a vacuum or surge or stuff like that.
But I personally feel like he needs to be stopped. You stop him.
Yeah, for sure.
Stop the team fight. You Orchid him. If he can't cast anything, you have to focus him. But they don't even have the team that can focus him. They don't really have heavy nukes. They're kind of, no offense, they put all their eggs in a basket that I don't really think they should have. Because if you really look at it, they went all early game, and you know Brew's gonna save me because he's awesome, and then that didn't really work out. And right now, Ballinar is just rolling. He still has his token, and we've been in 3 team fights. 2 team fights in which he's done nothing but roll around with Ion Shell and just smacking anybody that he wants, and they don't have an answer for it. They can't even kill Darkseer. And Darkseer, I think, is the biggest problem. Look, as I mentioned earlier, the 2 Ion Shells. If you can time it correctly, you can have 2 Ion Shells up. He has 2 Ions. That's 2 Radiances against 4 Intelligence heroes with, what's their life, 1,000, 800, 1,100?
Enigma has 1170. It's
Too
nothing.
much.
CM has 870. It's just not enough.
What the team?
Rastar 1060. Windrunner 1043. The only one with any HP is Panda, and that's still only 1.7. I mean, the problem for me is that the Radiant side, they picked individually all good heroes, but the synergy is not great. And in the fight potential, they just haven't got a pure pushing strat, and they didn't push. They haven't got a pure defensive strat because they can't defend properly with what they have. They haven't got a pure AoE strat because they've got a black hole and a power shot and a clap. But I mean, it's not. Oh, and the serpent wards, of course, as well. But none of these things, except for maybe the black hole, are really key spells that make a difference in fights. Shackle is a great initiate, but even if that happens, what then? They haven't got a DPS to bring a hero down really quickly that you need to do after you get a good Shackle. And it's now 27 minutes. Sorry, I just would like to finish.
No.
Now it's 27 minutes, and Radiant have not gotten more than the first 2 outer towers in mid and bottom. And they are just not going to be able to catch up from that. I mean, the Furion has too much map control. Even if they did start winning team fights, the Furion's just going to put pressure on them. And with that Aghanim's that he has, the lanes are never going to be pushed on towards the dire side.
I completely agree with everything you're saying. What I was going to say when I briefly interrupted you was, and we called this in the beginning, they just got out-drafted. It was a simple proposition. If you're going to go early, you got to go early. Well, they didn't really do well early, and therefore all your eggs are in the early basket. And then look, a BKB on 2 heroes, Sand King and Balinar, counters every hero on that list. Every hero on that list. They're pretty much all magic, except for Brew, but Brew isn't really going to hit hard enough. He doesn't have any items right now to even do anything.
Yeah, the only thing that goes through BKB that's Radiant have is a black hole.
That's it. Not to mention that Enigma is such a risky pick because have we seen a black hole this game that was like extremely effective? I think maybe one.
No, we saw. I only seen one.
That's it.
No, sorry, one in mid lane actually, early game that caught 3 heroes and got a nice team fight off.
Yes, that's it.
That was well done.
And that's it,
right? But after that, he failed twice, and the bottom of even casting it, and then the bottom one that he got by the tier 2 tower was only on the Sand King, which I pointed out was completely useless.
So you're essentially picking a hero based on the premise that he's going to set up these incredible team fights, and then guess what? He doesn't set up these incredible team fights. I think he's just too risky of a hero if he's not played by a completely competent. Now that's not to say at all.
No, I don't want to say he's not competent, but I did watch him in the jungle.
I'm just saying it has to be a really good player to actually be able to take over games with Enigma. I felt like the Enigma was so risky. The Enigma and CM were so incredibly risky. And it's too much. I mean, look at the.
You need a backup plan.
Absolutely, you need a contingency plan always, and they don't have one. It's Enigma and Brew bust. You know,
you can tell as well, like I said in the beginning, that if Enigma casts a good black hole, Venge is going to swap him out, and not even that has happened yet, which is really points out that Enigma hasn't been able to place himself. He does have a blink, but he doesn't have HP, and he's just. In my opinion, he's got 1.7k gold now. He should be getting power treads or even a bracer or drums just for that survivability and giving his team fight a little bit more power. But he's not. I don't understand what he's saving up for. If it may be a BKB. Oh yeah, BKB is Grograx, but that's just not going to help him enough. It's not. And another thing that I think is interesting to note with Balinar's attack speed. Correct? Furion is one of the best attack animations in the game. Combat that with the armor reduction from the Vengeful Spirit with a decent attack speed. They're not just all magical. They're physical as well. That's a decent combination. Now, they're not 8-click heroes, but you're not talking about the same ineptitude from the damage-dealing aspect from that area that the intelligence heroes have on the other side. Because Furion is definitely capable of continuing to auto-attack somebody down with just an armor reduction from Vengeful Spirit that Shadow Shaman, Crystal Maiden, Enigma don't have. Windrunner does with an ulti, but outside of that, she can't even compare to Balinar and Furion with that armor reduction. So they're just not all magical. So even the BKB, I'm top lane, top.
Top lane, we have 2 BKBs being active. This epicenter is going to be non-interrupted. It's going to end up killing the Enigma, and one of them's going to get out. But I think Furion's going to be able to pick up this Windrunner kill. Yeah, they're all going to be able to pick it up. So Windrunner's going to go down. So this should be transitioned into a top Rax, I believe, correct? What did you say that this could be a top Rax? And I think CM's going to go down too. But that's really not important because CM's always going to go down in team fights, and Night's going to get this.
What happened was Enigma saw a lone Sand King up top. He blinked in, casted Malefice, which is a stun, casted the AoE damage over time that he has, and this got caught out completely. And Sand King turned on BKB, went back, popped his ulti in a stun, and his allies were there by that time. And then the fight was over. They just got completely decimated. They did a mistake. Enigma was way too aggressive without his team being right on top of him.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate because, I mean, you never want to be right about something like that because you want the best game possible, and you feel bad that teams are now having to go home. Feel really happy that Complexity has played this well throughout this whole tournament thus far, and today especially, they've been doing an amazing job. Just unfortunate because I really don't think that Four Friends really had a chance after that draft, and I think it was very unfortunate. They did the best job that they could. It was really close early, and then again, for the I believe it was the second game in a row where just one team just had a better late game and a decent enough early game to make it relevant. And this game is just turning into that. I feel really bad for Brewmaster, who has done an exceptional job keeping up with farm and end levels as well as Shadow Shaman, but unfortunately just the Crystal Maiden and the Enigma that we said on the offset was just really, really bad. I mean, that it was just really, really, really hurting them later on, and I think it's unfortunate. Four Friends, though, still manning up and doing the best job that they can. Do you think there's any way that they can actually turn this around?
No, not anymore. Like I said, past 20-minute mark, if they didn't have a clear lead by then, it's just going to slowly go downhill for them. And I mean, they're not really thinking things through. Like the Enigma blinking in to Malefice a Sand King that has a BKB, and then watching Rasta walk up to him to try and hex him. Sand King just turned around, popped BKB, looked at him, laughed, and then the game was over.
He didn't even have to. He could have just sandstormed, and there was nothing he could do about it.
No, the Malefice would have ticked and interrupted.
It was down there. Oh, and look at this initiation by Mikey. Blink initiating in. Oh, we have a black hole going off on one hero, and the Enigma counter, and the BKB going off, but the last hit going on a 4FC. Valinor just auto-attacking them down, and are they going to pick up this guy after? Yeah. Oh, wow. Night Stalkers catches Shadow Shaman and still chases him down. I thought he was actually going to help his teammates, but he said, nuh-uh. Sorry, boys. Got this. And unfortunately, Bruce ult wears off, and he's going down, and Valinor picks it up. He's going to use an Urn Charge, and he has an Abyssal Blade.
Mid lane.
Mid lane. She's going to get away. Windrunner. She probably got sprouted and then caught out of position, vacuumed in, and all that good stuff. And that's I believe it's going to be a top tower. Might be a top Rax. Doesn't look like they have. Actually, yeah, it's going to be. No, they don't. Or mid Rax, excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't know if they can do this really without Valinor. Valinor is still making his way. Yeah, they're going to be able to. Yep. 2 Rax down. That usually means death if you don't have at least 1 Rax down on the opposing side. Nice swap. Nice stun. She's going to die. Vacuum in. We're going to see a stun? We're going to see a Burrow Strike. Oh, the Burrow Strike probably already went down. No Sprout. Sprout's not going to be. And now they're just, they're just having fun at the well. Microing the trees. Look at this guy. Misaki, like a boss.
Yeah, it's a classical case of fountain camping.
You get out, but they might pay for it. Oh no, Sand King's like, guys, I got this. I got my backpack on. Put you on my back. Oh, Windrunner. Oh, she's like, oh no, Mikey again. Oh, Mikey. I want to be like Mike. Oh, Misaki surviving even though he was inside a server. Is he gonna pour it out or he's just gonna stay there like a man? He's gonna stay there like a man.
And so
he's getting out. Oh,
nice. That was close.
Yeah, almost got both. Very good power shot. man. Well, it looks like, unless there's a epic catastrophic meltdown, it looks like Complexity revenged the loss. Yeah. They're going to avenge the loss that they suffered in the Dreamhack qualifier against Four Friends. Four Friends did a relatively good job, just kind of outdrafted and just seemingly outplayed after 20 minutes. And this has been a very good match. Oh, yes, very good job. G's have been dropped, so... And there it goes. It's not over until the fat guy sings GG. Damn it. Let him know, Dodelicious.
I'm just sorry. I'm just looking at the Roshan now. Why would they go Roshan? They got, it's 14 to 28. It's double. They got 2 Raxes down, and the Fountain has nothing. They're just doing it for Dota 2 stats.
Cheese.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cheese and token equals
Aegis.
Aegis,
you hon.
Equals. Hey, don't sass me, bro. Don't sass me, bro. Equals, I can jump in the fountain and stand there, heal, and kill all of you at the same time. Let's go. And I think I'm DCing.
This TP scroll in the Fountain Radiant side. Kill it or pick it up.
Somebody should destroy it and kill themselves to do it.
Yeah, kill it or pick it up. Why do you just leave it there? I hate it.
People are leaving, and yep, everybody left. So this has been. I hope you guys liked the presentation. Tomorrow, by the way, a little bit of a programming note. We have the semifinals at 7 p.m. CET. As Aussie, the astute German, let me know earlier, that is the European Standard Time. I believe it will be hosted by Cap, and are you coming tomorrow?
If I'm needed, I would gladly step in, but we'll see tomorrow.
All right, well, it's going to be a Dota Live net production. You have Azu, who is our main coach. You have Holy for the Win, who I believe is streaming. Azu is actually the cameraman, and this has been Chief Slapaho, who's about to sign out. Oh, Dodelicious, would you like to plug your Dota stuff? Yes,
yeah, if you ever want to see me play with some friends, I'm on the Twitch TV /Dodelicious_TV. You see my name in the chat. Stop by. I'll stream a lot of my own games, and I do stream some tournament games and so on in the future as well. Stop by. And same thing with YouTube, Dodelicious_TV. But yeah, thanks for dropping in. We had over 700 viewers in this last game, which is a couple hundred more than last time. I like it. I like that people are so interested in watching this great game. Personally, I've been playing the game for 7 years. I love it. So it's nice to see that kind of support from the community. Good on you guys.
Absolutely.
Shout out to you all.
We have a Dota 2 in-house league sponsored by DotaLive.net on Thursday at 1 p.m. CET, and again on Saturday at 1 p.m. CET. This will be casted by your boy Cameron Crow, CC on the 1s and 2s, and myself. And I think that's it for today. Hey, it's been a pleasure, Dodelicious. You are the man. So good at this.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure being casting with you, for sure. Thanks for having me on.
Brother, man. No problem. All right, guys, we're going to sign off. Peace out.